Everybody, everybody is Anthony Brogdon, your main man on the one and twos, and I got a brother on the channel today that y'all gonna really like this discussion. We're gonna go deep, and let me tell you what happened was I was at a festival. This guy has this big urban farm here in Detroit, right? But then he has what he called his harvest festival, which is in September, October, something like that. And it's well attended. It's Saturday and Sunday. I go every year as long as I'm in town, understandably. I like the guy who and he's also been on the show several times. I even did an interview of him at the festival this year, right? And other people. This guy right here was walking past. I said, man, let me tell you something. I got this podcast, Strong Inspiration, bada boom, bada bing. I told him about the book, so on and so forth. My man said, let me tell you, I got a unique story. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I let him tell it as we get it, but the story is unique only in that it's from a religious connotation, one that some of us might not be familiar with. I'm not. I'll be perfectly honest with you. And we all got our own thought processes about other religions. He's going to clarify his for us today. So come on, everybody, hit the subscribe button on Strong Inspirations. It's free. This is free Black history. I do this out of the love of keeping the culture and the history alive. Plus, I ain't going to lie to you, my friends, I've been a better person after interviewing the over 500 people that have been on the show. I'm going to be a better person today after talking with this gentleman. My mind is going to be clear. I'm going to be more astute. Watch. And I'm going to tell you that. You will too when you watch this. Hit the like button. You're going to like this. He's smiling and everything. Good guy too, right? You can feel the goodness in it. Hit the notifications bell for when the videos come up. You get a ding, a shock, a smoke signal, something to let you know there is new content on Strong Inspirations. And in the keeping of what we're going to talk about, there are other videos on here, such as, did you see the one I did with the guy who, he's a vegan, and he's the guy who has that festival. And one of the things that he said, man, I was over in Africa, and we had just captured this cow. We didn't kill it. The cow was riding in the trunk, and you could hear the cow moaning. He said, after that, I didn't want to eat no more meat. He said, it called in the backbone and let me go, man. Don't kill me. Don't eat me. It's a cute video, cute comment, but it was very sincere. Watch that video. Did you see the one I did with the guy who, when he was 13, they accused him of being a freedom rider? This is down in Tennessee. And they put him in jail with some with some murderers. And he was there for 5 days on the assumption that he was a freedom rider. He tells that story. Watch that video. Did you see the one that I did with the guy who, I asked him, I said, man, what made you think this was a good idea? He tried to spy on a KKK rally and got caught. They beat him minutes from his life. Well, understandably, I interviewed him, so he did not die.
Wow.
Watch that video. Did you see the one I did with the guy out of Europe, who out of Scotland? He found out that his great-great-grandfather was the largest enslaver in Barbados. He got the paperwork and everything. Very interesting story. Wow. Watch that video, and there's so many more. And we're gonna, I'm gonna do more delving into from a religious standpoint too, in the history of it. This won't be the only one, not just from his religion and culture, but others, so we can all be more astute, right? Check that out. Couple housekeeping things. I'm a filmmaker. This is the documentary that I've done titled "Business in the Black." I showed it to over 40 cities across America. Toronto, Canada, and London, England. Rich Black folks in the 1800s. It's streaming on Amazon. Here's the book that I wrote. Got to get you a copy of this book, man. It's America's #1 America's #1 Black business history book. That's how I put it. Somebody else told me that. And you got to get you a copy of that. I got a children's book on that same note. I'm telling you about all these rich black folks. There's 30 of them in this children's book. Get you a copy of that. Oh, my friends, I got something. I'm giving you Black history 365 days a year. I got some calendars. Oh, yes, I ain't playing with you. This one here is titled Do Your Best, Be Your Best. It's 12 black folks and the quotes that they make that will inspire you. Every day you can read that quote over and over again for the month or throughout the year. I'm telling you, I'm not letting you down, and it's Black history. And then one more titled They Did It. It's 12 rich black folks that lived in the 1800s.
Okay.
I'm giving you this history. I'm not playing with y'all, my friends. I'm
Thank you
serious
so much
about
for
this.
making this available.
Yeah, go. And everybody, just like he said, go to my website, businessintheblack.net. Because you don't want to, if you're in business or any thoughts, you want to be in the black. You don't want to be in the red. That's unprofitable. All right. Now you hear me use this term strong a lot. Strong is my favorite word. In my world, strong stands for strength, tenacity, resilience, and a sense of oneness, nobility, and grace. And that is my introduction to the strong soul, brother, that's on the channel with us today. Come on, man. Let's get it on. Thank you for being with me. Here's Strong Inspirations.
Thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah, tell us your name.
My name is Will Hill.
Will Hill. All right, brother. And so we're not gonna go into story just yet, but let me let the people get to know you just a tad. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Chicago, and then I traveled in many, many places, mostly in the US, and ended up in Detroit maybe about 9 years ago.
Okay. Now, were you in the south side of Chicago, the black side? Was it a white side? What was the dynamic where you grew up, man?
I was on the west side,
Oh, so
Chicago Avenue and Laramie.
okay. Was that a mixed neighborhood?
It was mostly black.
Oh, so okay, so it's not just South Side when you think of Chicago.
No.
Uh, okay, I got to ask you this because I keep it real on the channel, and we go with it as you say. You didn't grow up in the projects or nothing like that, though, did you?
No, no, I didn't.
Okay,
Not unfortunate.
yeah. Did you know white people growing up though? Did you play with white kids?
Kind of. So my mom's white.
Oh, is that right? Okay. I
And I
guess
had
you
white
did.
cousins,
Yeah.
but they didn't live around us. It was mostly a all black neighborhood, and my mom was like the only white lady in like 2 miles.
Is that right? Okay, I don't mean no disrespect. How did that make you feel having a white parent?
I never thought about it actually.
So did they tease you about it?
Nope, no, it wasn't. No, it was just
Uh,
cool. No, nobody. I don't remember anyone ever bringing it up.
is that right? Because back in the day, they played the dozens. You know what I mean? I got it pretty hard because my mother, God rest her soul, her first name is Johnny. So they would tease where Johnny is. Where Mr. Johnny and all that. And I had to throw a couple blows on some people. You said you never really felt that way.
I understand. No, no, no one ever really approached me. And I had a lot of friends in the neighborhood, so. Nah, we was all cool with each other. And it was before drugs came into the neighborhood. So
Okay.
still a real nice place.
Okay. Did what were you taught Black history in school? And let me start there before I
Not at
ask in the
school, but we went to Kwanzaa events every year. Every
so
year.
okay, I gotta ask this. So she was accepting of blackness. She didn't shy away from it. You could say black things. You know what I mean? I've always wondered about that.
I never talked to her too much about it. She's still around, but
Yeah.
she just always hung around black people like since she was a teenager.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so she had if I may ask some of our ways.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And,
Like
and
she's
she
been in the community since she was a teenager.
So she could cook some soul food and all that kind of stuff. And she could cuss you out in a way and snap her head and all that. And you're like, oh man, I really can't tell the difference. I got you. But then okay, I got two more on this, and this is just for the audience, but it helps me. Did some of her whiteness come out though in certain ways?
I don't know. I don't know how to say that, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a loaded question because I think every human has their individual culture.
Right.
As the things we choose from all the things we get exposed to. So yes, obviously, from that perspective, yeah, her whiteness was all around, and it was, it was part of her culture, and she shared it with me, and and I possess a lot of that culture as well.
Okay. Now, what does that culture mean? What's the difference? Is it Can you define a difference between black and white culture in that and how you saw it? Maybe how she raised you, how she talked to you, uh, anything.
So I don't, how can I put it? Repeat the question because I'm processing too
Yeah.
much.
Is there a difference between black and white culture? Could you see something?
Absolutely. There's all kinds of, I think every human has an individual culture, but and I definitely would say I'm part of the African American cultural community. And but that's, self-identified. That's what I identify as. And then but yeah, you can definitely tell a difference. And I work with people all around the world. So it's and you can tell sometimes you can tell where people are from. So but in terms of it's just yeah. Have I answered your question?
Yeah, I guess you have. But let me ask you this: that there is a difference. Like I remember a young girl saying she wished that her some white people raised her because she saw in the media the differences. I mean, the lack of maybe punishment that a white parent might do. Oh, Joey, go sit in the corner and time out. With a black mother saying, "Oh no, we ain't got time. We ain't got time for the timeout." Is there any thought process pattern that you might say in that regard? Did she whip you like anybody else, or was it a different?
No, no, she didn't do that. My daddy did though. And
Okay,
my grandma, my father's mother, they
okay,
didn't. So so I don't know if I still don't feel like I'm answering your question.
okay. Well, maybe. Okay, we go. That's not the main point here. But let me ask you this: so, do you know of the enslavement in your family from your dad's side?
What do you
Where
mean?
down south is he from?
He's from Mississippi.
Okay, so we got to imagine it's somewhere in there. Then I would suspect
What is in there?
the enslavement. The
Yeah.
plantation from the great great
Oh yeah.
grandfathers. That's what I'm asking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My grandfather, my father's father, was an engineer for the county and fixed all the machines for the county, but he couldn't read.
Is that right?
I
Oh,
come from a long line of engineers.
okay. Um, where does religion go into? How do you, when you were growing up? Were you growing up as a Christian, or what was the religious component? May I ask that?
So I wasn't told what to practice. My grandmother took us to Baptist church with her because she was, babysitting me and my brother most of the time. So we went to church with her, and then my father and all his seven siblings, they were all raised in the church. Um, and they, I think almost all of them went to church every Sunday mostly. And then my mom, she didn't choose a religion, but she was born as like a Polish Jew. Because both her parents were from were descendants of white folks, Jews from Poland. And then, and then I had an option. I think when I was 13 or whatever, coming of age, to learn Hebrew and to learn how to practice Judaism and be a Jew. It was offered to me as an option,
Let me
and
stop you there. By who? Who would offer
my
that to
mother
her?
offered it, which means
Really?
probably my grandfather or grandmother was going to pay for it or something. Now that I think back and look at it, I was like, she wasn't motivated to
So
put that.
okay,
I
what does
probably
that
paid for
mean?
my grandparents.
At 13 years old, I offer you this. I mean, I just went to whatever church they sent me to. When I grew up, I didn't know the differences between Baptists. I went to a Lutheran church because it was down the street, so on and
Me
so on.
neither.
Yeah, how did
I wasn't
someone
thinking about his religion.
yeah, how does someone offer that to you? What does that mean?
Well, she just offered it. It was very, it wasn't framed very well because it was like you got to do extra school, and I was like, no, I don't want extra school.
Right, right. Okay,
Like you don't have
okay.
to study, but you'll learn. She would have been like, you'll learn another language. There'll be another million people you could talk to. You'll understand, some religious practices and religious beliefs and stuff, and you'll have a cultural capital and education that you'll be able to use to be able to communicate with a whole nother piece of the world. I probably would have did that if she would have said it like that. I probably would have did.
Okay. Okay. I got you. So growing up, you were a smart kid. You read a lot, that kind of thing. You astute. You kind of conscious of the world, maybe.
Nah, I wasn't like that when I was little.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
That's more in my adult years.
Okay, so she offers this to you, and you decide to do it.
No, no, I didn't accept. But she offered it. It sounds like you were asking about my religious exposure, and
Yeah,
that's pretty much
yeah.
the sum of it. My grandmother did the Baptist, my mom didn't do nothing. She didn't have no religion. And then, but she did offer me that, but that was the end of it. Once I said no, it never came up again. And then I didn't really do anything, but like, I had hard times in life. So I tried, I tried, but I prayed to God for several years and I got my prayers answered. Um, so yeah. So that's my I would say the sum of my, oh no, and well, it's not religion. I was studying at the School of Metaphysics at one point for like half a year, but that's not really religion.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just all my exposure, I would say, before I chose Buddhism.
Okay, now that you said that, you chose Buddhism. How, when, how did that happen?
So it was during COVID. I was unemployed. I was having a mental breakdown. I was losing my temper all the time on my daughters over stuff that didn't matter. And just kind of like didn't know what to do, was applying for jobs. I was just angry and I didn't know what to do. I was just lost. And someone said, you might want to try chanting. And I had known about it for well over 10 years prior to trying it. Maybe like 12 years I knew about it. But I had never tried it. And it was in my face the whole time. I saw it almost every day and still didn't try it. Didn't even think to try it because things were going well for me. It was when things weren't going well, they said you might want to try it. So I did. And what you do is you chant Nam Yo Ho Renge Kyo while you pray for what's going to make you happy or visualize it, and you'll get it or something better. That's the whole practice. So I chanted and I got what I wanted the next day.
Wow.
So then I tried it again. I was like, what about this? And then I got that. Then I chanted for something else and I didn't get it. I got something better. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna keep doing this.
So
And
okay,
I've
hold on.
just been
They
learning
how
and
did how
learning and
they taught you how to chant, or you just kind of how did you learn how to chant?
oh, you just say the words. They give you, they write it down. So, I don't know. looking for my little card here, but it's a little like business card. It has the words on it. You just say these four words. Anybody could say them if you could speak. That's just Nam, Yoho, Renge, Kyo, and you just repeat that over and over while you're, visualizing what you want that's gonna make you happy or somebody you care about happy. So that's what they taught me. They told me what I just told you, and then I just gave it a try. There's more to learn, but
Yeah.
that's the basic. You just chant, say those words over and over while you pray for what's gonna make you happy. You'll become happy.
Okay, let me ask you:
What's gonna make you happy?
Is that the same thing? And I mean, no disrespect. Is that the same thing as getting down on your knees and praying, or is
No.
that you think it's something different? Yeah, yeah.
So that it's its own thing. It's a way of practicing. It's a way of manifesting change in your life. So that's that. And the way I like to phrase it is the humans who came before us figured out what worked and they've passed it down to us. And now give it a try yourself. And but also I got my prayers answered when I was praying for God. So I think that the channeling of energy and concentrating your whole being in a specific direction is extremely powerful, regardless of the religion, or if there's any religion at all. Just channeling your energy, like even just concentrating. You channel that energy, the universe will respond.
Um, when you say you got it, was it because it was already in motion? Like, and I don't. You ain't got to tell us what it was. If you that's your choice. But let's say I want to get a job, but I've already had the job interview. And now I go home and chant and say, "Let me get this job." Is that the same thing, or it doesn't just come out of nowhere? You got to add some action. Am I right?
Exactly. Yes. So you pray and you take action. But also when you're chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, you're accessing through your internal self and your connection to the universe. You get unlimited compassion, unlimited wisdom, and unlimited courage. So when you don't know what to do, you could chant for wisdom. When you're upset because somebody did you wrong, you could chant for compassion for that person because they only did wrong because they suffering from something. And then you could chant for courage when you're scared of something.
You So is there, like in some religions, and I can't tell you the names. There's a specific time of day that they pray. I think it's like
Islam, yeah,
Muslim, so on and so
yeah,
forth.
they do
Is
five
is
times
is
a
that
day.
is that the same thing in your religion?
No, no. Ours is like it's a personal practice. It's not, I don't even like really calling it a religion. It's like brushing your teeth. You either chant or you don't chant. You either brush your teeth or you don't brush your teeth. It's a personal practice, so you can use it at any time. But what's most effective that humans have learned over time is chanting at least 5 minutes in the morning, at least 5 minutes in the evening, and anytime you encounter difficulty. And watch what happens to your difficulties.
How about this one? Again, as in the case of other religions, they sit on a mat and they have to look towards the east, I believe. And I'm not saying, hopefully, I'm not saying that wrong. I'm being no disrespect to anybody. If I've said that wrong, east mat, what have you. Is that a similar circumstance? Do you have to get in a particular stance in the room, in the closet, in the dark, any of those kind of things?
No, no, not at all. It's very informal. It's a personal practice. So if you laying down and you tired and you don't get your head in your pillow and you only got enough energy to say it 3 times, that's what you got.
I
So,
see.
and then there's ways to increase, be more effective or, to there's lots of ways to strengthen your practice, but it's still just you. It's not like, hey, you have to do it this. And then also the other thing is Buddhism was invented to end human suffering. And chanting, you know, is designed to help us become happier and manifest things in our lives. So if you put a bunch of rules on somebody, well, that's going to impede their happiness.
Okay. Is it Is there a Buddhist churches, right?
Not really. We have cultural
Really?
centers that we call like there's a Detroit Buddhist Center that I volunteer in, where we have events and discussion meetings and where we talk about using our practice and learn from other practitioners, and everyone's welcome to come to that. But that's you chant at home and whenever you have difficulty, wherever you at.
So I know you just answered the question. So it's not like every Sunday at 11 o'clock you go to a Buddhist church like other religions.
I do because we happen to have events at that exact time, but it's not a requirement of the practice. It's a personal practice. That's like extra credit.
Uh, and the person who heads it, like a minister, pastor, is the Buddhist priest.
There's no such thing as that. It's a personal practice. There's no hierarchy. You either chant or you don't. There's no structure. There's none of that. So we have an organization that supports practitioners, but it's not, and they provide information for all of us who want to learn and get better and grow our practice, grow our personal practices. But it's not like, hey, follow this and do what they say. Like, it's study and treat people like you want to be treated and use your practice whenever you encounter difficulty and teach others how to be happy. And we will achieve world peace in this way, teaching
Do
one
you
person
have
another person.
something similar to a Bible?
Nope. We have books that humans before us wrote that provide wonderful knowledge and wisdom that we can use that knowledge and wisdom. Yeah, there's lots of them. My mentor wrote over 400 before he died.
Was he in Detroit or just somewhere else, and you would see him on TV, or how did he become a mentor? How did you
I
meet him
chose him on my
personally and that
mentor
kind of
because
thing?
of all the wonderful wisdom he shared through his books and lectures and all the other stuff. His name's
Okay,
Daisaku Ikeda, and he was based out of Japan.
okay. Do you have to wear? There's no particular attire, garments, anything like that that you wear.
No, we recommend. No, I was about to make a bad joke. I was saying we
Yeah,
recommend everyone wear clothes, but
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. No particular
no,
way
there's
you
no.
way. No particular way you got to wear your hair or look, anything like that.
No. So I was at a discussion meeting once, and there was a new person, and you could ask any question. One person said, "How is this practice and chanting going to help with systemic racism?" I was like, "Ooh!" It was a question from my sister.
Okay.
And, I was like, "Ooh, what they gonna say?" And they had a magnificent, but a whole bunch of wonderful answers. But the one I took away was from someone that said, I searched around for all the religions, and this was the only one I could find that had anti-racist premises. And the other thing about our Nichiren Buddhism, because there's different sects of Buddhism, but the one I do is Nichiren Buddhism, which is the exact same one Tina Turner does. Um, is it's the only one. The reason they separated from regular other Buddhism is because they said all humans can achieve enlightenment within their lifetime. You don't have to die and do all this crazy stuff. You can do it right now. Two, women are equals, and some might say better. So, but yeah, women are equals, and all humans can achieve enlightenment, not just the priests, not just whatever. And so, once they started sharing that mindset and teaching in new ways, it became Nichiren Buddhism.
All right. Now, let's go back. What's the
Mhm.
history of Buddhism? Is there, I mean, can you say who founded it and where is the origin and do they have that kind of thing?
So I'm not really a historian. I'm just a practitioner, and it was dumbed down for me to be able to adopt it by several smart people over the several thousand years. But the so I can tell you a little bit what I know, but some people say the first Buddha was this person named Shakyamuni. Um, I believe he was in India, and he goes by some other names too. They got a statue of him in the Detroit Institute of Art that I just saw a few months ago. It was pretty cool. But they say that's supposed to be the original Buddha or whatever. Um, and he was a prince and had lived in a palace just in bliss until he was like 17 years old or whatever. But he left the palace like on his birthday or something like that. And he saw suffering everywhere and it just blew his mind. And he was like, no, there's gotta be a way. So he dedicated his life and all his, he was rich, to finding a way to end human suffering. And so he figured it out. He studied every piece of religion, science, anything, because he was rich. He had access to everything. So he studied everything. And then he wrote the instructions.
Mm. Is there a temple that how like they
Not
have the
Nietzsche
mosque and the Mecca, anything like that?
It's inside yourself. It's in you. You are the treasure tower. You are the temple. Each human.
I mean, I asked this one. When you go to the center, do they take a collection?
No, you're actually not allowed to make any donations until you've been a member for over a year, and you can't become a member until you prove you've used the practice.
So there is some training time that you have to go through, is what you're telling me.
No, you just got to chant and practice, and then eventually, well, not eventually, but right away, you'll start having things will manifest in your life, and then they'll be like, "Come tell us what happened to you."
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it works. Give it a try. It works.
And so that
I
easily.
share with
So
everybody.
now, are you a practitioner now? Have you been accepted where you at this point to where that whatever criteria you said that when you went before them that they said,
Yeah, I'm a
okay, come
member.
on.
Yeah, but it's not about the membership. It's about chanting. I'm a member of the organization that supports practitioners. I'm not a member of a religion. You know what I mean? I chant and I volunteer with the organization that supports people who chant. But that organization is a support organization. It's not a priesthood. They're not telling me anyone what to do. And there's not like a single point of leadership at all.
You alluded to earlier that there are different sects
In Buddhism, just
in
like
Buddhism.
Christianity.
Okay, the difference might be what one believes in one way over another, maybe, or something like that.
I don't know anything about the other Buddhisms, other Buddhist sects, other than they don't think women are equal and they think you have to do a bunch of crazy stuff and you can't achieve enlightenment right now. That's all I know. That's what makes ours different from everyone else's.
Is yours do you know if yours is the largest in the world or in the United States or anything like
I
that?
know there's over 12 million of us in almost 200 countries, but I
Have
don't
you
know how big the other practitioner groups are.
have you traveled with this? Have you gone to like is there a conference that you might attend somewhere else in the world?
Yeah. So our support organization called SGI-USA.org is their website. SGI, which stands for Soka Gakkai International. So SGI does have conferences, and I haven't been to one, but I'm determined to go to one this coming year in 2025.
Um, you so you're happier now that you found this.
Oh my! I'm hold on. Let me drink some water.
Yeah.
I'm happier beyond my imagination.
Do you
I'm
eat differently?
overjoyed and deeply grateful.
Do you eat differently now? I mean, is there something to say you can't eat pork and beef or any of that kind of thing?
Mm-mm, mm-mm. So what's really interesting is no one will ever tell you what not to do. We'll only just provide everyone. We're encouraged to give encouragement. not to criticize, not to judge, because that's going to impede somebody's happiness. Just give encouragement. That's enough.
Um, what has, if I may ask, what has been the reaction of others that you have found this? And I say this because I got no clue. I don't know much about Buddhism, and I don't know how I would accept it. I like what you're saying though. Have other people been? Is it? Are they fearful of it?
No, no, everyone's been, extremely excited to hear that there's something that exists, that a tool they can use. So everyone I've offered, like I offered you the card. Hey, you want a card that has a website that teaches how to be happy no matter what? That's like 85% yes. And even that 15%, they are so grateful that someone just offered that to them. They're just so grateful. So everyone's been super appreciative to hear that this exists. Um, I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah. You asked me. Okay, let me ask you this. Uh, and again, just because I don't know, when I see Hare Krishnas, are they Buddhists?
I don't know. I think so. I think they are. I think they're Buddhist monks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
because here in Detroit there is I think a Hare Krishna type building down near the riverfront. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I know there's at least 5 temples in this city around this area. There's
Yeah,
like
there's
five.
one downtown, and every now and then I don't see him like I used to, but I used to see him chanting, like as a group, and they would have the monk robes on, and they have those bells that they cling in.
Okay.
Uh,
That's not us.
that's not you. Okay.
There's no overlap that I'm aware of. Like
Oh,
we probably share a common history from 2,000 years ago,
okay.
before
Um,
Nichiren was like, nah, you could do enlightenment right now.
when you tell people this, I go back to this. Do you tell everybody I'm a Buddhist, and do you try to encourage them to become, or is it? It's not that you're ashamed of it, but you just kind of keep it low key. How do you? Because you told me this. What's been your response to trying to encourage it?
So I just make it available and make myself available for anyone who wants to learn more. And I provide like I teach a class, happy no matter what. I got a sheet of paper with can't say it, with a bunch of resources on it, mostly provided by SGI. And actually I think they're all provided by SGI. But and so I give people access, but I don't like harassing. So once I've told you, I give you the website, or I give you a card, or I give you a book that gives an overview. It's up to you now. You have access to how to be happy, no matter what. Go check it out. Give chanting a try. Watch what happens to your difficulties.
Wow,
That's what
that's
I do.
deep.
I just encourage people to give it a try. Like, don't believe me. Say the words while you pray for what's gonna make you happy, and watch what happens. Watch and keep trying. Keep giving it a try. Keep chanting. When you get upset, when you really want something, chant. Watch what happens.
How about this one? When I pray, and chanting, I guess, has some similar connotation. When I pray to a God, this
Hmm.
invisible spirit
Hmm.
that no one has ever seen. He has the Son, Jesus, and the Spirit. It's the three of them that come in. When you chant, do you chant to somebody or a spirit or the universe?
You chant it to yourself.
And you're saying, self, let the spirits and the goodness flow in me through the universe. I guess I'm trying to get somewhere
Well,
with
when
that.
I chant, I do stuff like I want Stephen to get a kidney transplant, and I want that kidney to take hold well, and I want him to live a long life. And now Stephen has a kidney.
But it's not because you said God helped make this happen. God,
In my mind, I said the words I just told you right now.
yeah, right. I got you.
So I'm speaking my own. Now, people with artist brains or right brain, they'll visualize it. I think in words, but you can also visualize it if you don't think in words. But that's it. It's just whatever you want. I mean, I use it. Hey, I need the weather to be, not rain today for this event we're having outside. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. It rained everywhere but on top of us.
Okay, I'm trying to get to it at this point. Who answered your prayer?
So I guess you could say the universe responded to the energy that I put into the universe.
I
The
got you.
universe reacted to my causes. I caused something. The universe is cause and effect. So it's the same as karma, same as cause and effect. If you treat people really well, good things gonna happen to you. You treat
Yeah,
people
I like
bad,
that. I
you're gonna
agree
be
with
suffering.
that. I agree with that. Can you be a Buddhist or study Buddhist religion and also be a Christian where you go to a Christian church?
Yeah. So that no one's gonna tell you what you can't do. So we have many practitioners who still go to church. A large percentage of the practitioners in India also practice Hinduism. So no one's going to tell you. So you can just add chanting on top of whatever you're already doing and watch what happens to your difficulties. But when you go to church, you can still pray to God. But I highly recommend you do your 5 minutes in the morning, at least 5 minutes in the evening, and whenever you encounter difficulty. I use it sometimes just to find how I couldn't find my earpiece today for my cell phone. But I chant it while I look for it, and it popped right up.
Okay, so I like that, man. I got no that makes sense. So the chanting is the key ingredient.
That's it. Chant for every any and everything. I chant all day long now. Not now. It's more recently. I have to chant to get through all the stuff that keeps happening. But I keep victory after victory, consistent. No L's ever. Because even when stuff happens to us, by using your practice, we convert all poison into medicine. So it doesn't matter what life throws at you, no matter how horrible it is, you'll be all right. You're still breathing. Just chant.
How about this on a personal note? And I'm not sure if you are you married or not. Could you date a girl who didn't practice Buddhism?
Mm-hmm.
So it's,
Wait,
you know how some
a girl
religions
who
they
did
only
not
date
practice,
within the
like
religion,
I
and
practice and they don't practice?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's how it is now. So I'm dating now, and
yeah, yeah.
uh, the people I've dated, they didn't know about Buddhism until they met me.
Has it turned some girls off? They're like, hey, I don't know
Oh, you
what
know
you're
what?
doing, and that kind of thing. That sound kind of, I don't know what turned on you.
A couple, yeah, they were, yeah. Well, yeah, they had so they were, yeah, yeah. So yes is the short answer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah,
Some people are, they're really, deep into their practice, and I've had neighbors and I've met people who they're like, oh, if we can't, what do they call it? Something basically, if you don't believe in God, we can't be friends. Like they
yeah,
got
right.
that,
That's what I said. That's what I'm getting
and
at. Yeah.
that's really sad. That's really sad.
Do you tell them that you don't believe in God? Is that a part of this? Do you believe
It
in God?
just doesn't come up unless someone asks me. So it doesn't ever come up. No one asks me what my religious beliefs are. Unless they ask me because I'm talking about it.
Yeah,
But
I
if I didn't
understand.
say anything, no one just randomly like, hey, what's your religion? That's more of a, you having a personal conversation
Yeah,
with
yeah,
somebody.
sure, sure.
Mhm.
Okay, if a man, do you believe in God?
Not anymore. No, it's no. But I know lots of people who get their prayers answered when they pray to God. So you can't say God doesn't exist. I don't know. So I don't know. They still get their prayers answered. So I don't expect everyone to chant. People, but I do expect everyone to try to be the best version of themselves and to treat others like they want to be treated and to help advance us all towards world peace. I think everybody wants world peace,
Yeah,
regardless of.
I can dig that. Just a couple more as we come to a close. The timing, the words that you use, are they English? Are they another language?
It's I think it's Sanskrit, which is like Indian, one of the Indian languages. And then it's Chinese and Japanese. So it's three different uh languages.
Can you write it now? Have you learned how to
I just
write?
write the words Nam, Nam, and then
Yeah,
Myoho,
yeah.
Myoho, and then Renge, Renge, and then Kyo, Kyo. So I can't write it in, those three different, in the characters of three different languages. Nah, I just write Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, the translation.
Um, as we come to a close, what what do you and you've alluded to it through the whole conversation. If somebody's watching this, what do you want them to know? What I mean, how would you sum this up? It in a sentence or something. It has helped my life. It could help your life. You know what I mean? You know what I'm asking you? How would you sum this up?
Um, I would say give chanting a try and see for yourself. And you can,
And there's a
uh,
website that they can go to
yeah,
to learn the
SGI
words
dash.
to chant, right?
Yeah. There's a video overview of the practice at sgi-usa.org. And then there's a video overview right on the front page, and there's a bunch of educational resources on that webpage as well. And if you like podcasts, scroll down to the bottom of sgi-usa.org and click on Buddhability. It's like a podcast website, and they're a lot of fun, and it's all done by young people, so it's a real fun energy.
Um, I thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me, Anthony. This was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. We talked and it piqued my interest. I'll be my curiosity. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I would have to be open to the possibility of understanding that in relation to what I have been taught all my life. And I think that's probably one of the things that people, it's the unknown, let's call it. Would you say?
Well, yeah, there is a bit of culture shock that comes with, once you get exposed to the practice, you're like, what's these words? What's that mean? What's it translate to? You just sort of, we don't want to feel like we're getting tricked or anything. So there's unlimited amount of literature and websites. So to answer every question, and then there's 12 million people like me you can walk up to and talk to. Um, so yeah, there's lots of ways to learn about how to develop your practice.
Um, just a couple more, man. I got. So, do you still go out and party, and do you still go to the bar and drink? Can
I
you
do.
still do that, or is it
I do.
stringent in that regard, or
No,
anything like
I pass out Keo cards while I'm there. I share the practice at the bar.
that? Okay, okay. I love it, brother.
Mhm.
Everybody, this I told you was gonna dig this one. and and my man and let's say 4 years. What about 4 years now? That you've been practicing Buddhism, right?
Yeah, yep.
About 4 years since 2020. Um, you have become this astute and have given your life to this extent.
Oh yeah. I try to make sure I share with every human possible because it advances us towards world peace faster. The quicker, the more people are exposed to it. And then I sort of feel I'm so happy and I'm making more money than I ever did. I could go on and on about all the amazing things. To that, I'm like, I feel indebted. Like I've got to let other people know they can do this for themselves. You could just manifest what you want in your life. Who doesn't want that? And everyone's capable. It makes no sense why everyone shouldn't at least know it exists.
Along with doing the work,
you have to take action as well. Yeah.
You got to take action. You got to take
And like
action.
you can chant for a clue, you'll get the clue instantly, and then but you got to take action on that clue. If you don't know what to do, chant for wisdom on what to do with that clue. Then you would do that, and then like, what's next? Chant for another clue. Then you know, and then you just keep following the breadcrumbs. Just keep chanting all the way through. Just keep going and watch what happens.
Yeah, okay, I can dig that, man. I like that. Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, hey, everybody, I told you you're going to like it. It's Strong Inspirations, where we give it to you straight, no chaser, to intoxicate your mind with good history, good knowledge, good wellness, not DUI and all that other stuff to blow your mind. Because I'm sure that somebody who's watched this is going to have to go out and say, let me look into that.
I hope
That,
so.
yeah, that's the essence of this. I'm gonna do it. I'll be perfectly honest with y'all, my viewers. I'm gonna check out that website. I'm gonna stay in touch with this guy because I want to learn more, and I could be open to the possibilities so that I have more in life. Like anybody. Why would I say no to that? And it does not preclude me from also understanding that there's a God and going to the non-denominational, the Baptist church, so on and so forth. I just include that chanting as a part of my ritual twice a day. I got it. So,
I got a cool book, especially for people coming. It's a Baptist preacher's Buddhist minister, no, Buddhist mentor. I could be happy to give you a copy.
yeah,
It's at the bookstore too, but it's I hear it's really good for people who have been a Baptist most of their life.
okay, there you go. Well, I say everybody go to my website, businessintheblack.net, get you a copy of the books and the
Yeah,
calendars, and watch me on the website as to where I'm speaking. I'm going across the country, and then soon I'll be in 4 cities in Georgia, and I got many more places that I'm going to share the good Black history that I have written about and researched and that I've interviewed on this show, my friends. So come out and watch me. If you need a speaker, hit me up. I do love traveling and I love telling it. This has become a part of my ministry, everybody. Go to the website that he suggested. It will be in the description. Look into it. Just be open because if you want to be happier, what you're saying is this makes you happy.
absolutely.
And why would someone say no to that?
I agree.
I got something that'll make you happy. And it don't cost you no money. It don't cost you nothing but 10 minutes out of your day or whenever you want to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, I got it. I love it. That's what's it. And so to you, my brother, I say this, and I mean this with all sincerity. I really do. I want you to stay strong, stay safe, stay on your grind. I love who you become through your beginnings in the west side of Chicago. Something clicked in you. Your mom and dad told you some things that made you open to the possibilities, that made you astute, made you a reader, made you who you are today to seek out more for your life. And you have moved on it. And that's a
Mhm.
beautiful thing.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna stay in touch with you. We're gonna hook up again. We're gonna talk some more and break bread and all that other stuff because I like that. I like associate with them kind of people. Everybody, that's my
Yeah,
quest.
wonderful. And thank you for having me on the show. You're welcome to come visit my house.
Yeah, there you go. I got a mansion somewhere. Shit, just all in prayers been answered.
I'm still working on it. Still working on
I
it.
understand, but you're happy along the way.
That's right.
Happy
That's
along the
right.
way, and I
No
like
matter
that
what.
too. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye. We out.
Thanks, Anthony.